Have you ever thought that a peaceful evening, just sitting and watching the nightly news, could suddenly turn into a nightmare? Imagine this. You switch off the TV, planning to grab a glass of water, when suddenly everything in front of you goes dark, your head spins, your arms and legs feel heavy, and you try to call out to a loved one. But your tongue feels frozen, unable to form a word. In just seconds, a body that seemed strong and alert is plunged into total helplessness. Neurologists often remind us that many seniors are rushed to the hospital in exactly these kinds of situations. The surprising part: most of them live disciplined lives, eating healthy, walking every day, keeping a regular sleep schedule. And yet, stroke or sudden vision loss still strikes without warning. Why does this paradox happen? Because aging doesn't just slow your steps, it also changes the way your body heals itself. And at night, when your brain and eyes are supposed to enter their major repair shift, they may not get the fuel they need. Without proper nourishment, these vital organs begin to decline faster, leaving lasting consequences. But here's the good news. You can turn this around. Nature has given us simple yet powerful foods that can nourish your brain and eyes while you sleep. And the secret lies in 4 familiar dried fruits you probably already have in your kitchen. When people think of almonds, they usually picture a snack, something you find in gift boxes or prepackaged in supermarket aisles. But behind their small size lies a secret modern medicine is only beginning to uncover. Almonds act as a silent gatekeeper for both the brain and the eyes, especially as aging makes the body more vulnerable. Every day, our bodies face an invisible enemy: free radicals. These unstable molecules are born from stress, pollution, processed foods, and even the natural aging process. Free radicals are like tiny sparks that slowly burn through cells, particularly neurons in the brain and the retina in the eyes. Almonds, with their rich supply of vitamin E, function as a protective shield, stopping those sparks from spreading and preventing cells from rusting and breaking down. Think of your brain as a giant processor, sending billions of signals every second. For it to run smoothly, it needs a stable energy source, just like a computer needs clean power to avoid short circuits. Almonds provide exactly that kind of fuel. They're packed with healthy fats, the very kind that make up about 60% of the brain itself. When neurons are fed the right fuel, memory sharpens, focus lasts longer, and mental fog in the morning is replaced by clarity. The benefits extend to the eyes as well, which are often described as an extension of the brain. Day after day, your eyes are bombarded with blue light from screens, pollution outdoors, and strain from reading or TV. All of this creates enormous pressure on the retina, wearing it down over time. The vitamin E and antioxidants in almonds act like a natural filter, protecting the retina from damage, helping your eyes stay sharp longer, and lowering the risk of macular degeneration or cataracts. Interestingly, in many traditional healing practices from India to the Middle East, people have long soaked almonds overnight and peeled them before eating. Modern science explains why. The brown skin contains tannins, which can block nutrient absorption. Soaking activates natural enzymes, softens the skin, and makes it easier for the body to absorb the full range of vitamins and minerals inside. A small ritual, but one that transforms almonds from just a tough nut into a gentle, potent tonic. So, when's the best time to eat almonds? The answer: before bed. Nighttime is when the brain and eyes switch into repair mode, like a factory starting its night shift. By giving your body vitamin E, healthy fats, and especially magnesium from almonds at that moment, you provide the raw materials for repair and renewal. Magnesium also acts as a natural brake, calming the nervous system, relaxing blood vessels, and helping you fall into deeper, more restorative sleep. Many people report that after just a few weeks of eating 5 to 7 soaked almonds each night, they sleep more soundly, wake up clear-headed, and notice less eye strain. Without the nutrients from almonds, subtle but troubling signs may appear. Memory lapses, dry or tired eyes after computer use, or shallow sleep that leaves you fatigued in the morning. These aren't just inconveniences, they're early warnings of nerve and retinal aging. But when almonds become part of your nightly routine, you're investing in the future, lowering your risk of Alzheimer's, slowing vision decline, and preserving the mental clarity that makes life rich. Of course, almonds aren't for everyone. Those with nut allergies should avoid them, and people with diabetes or on blood thinners should consult a doctor first. But for most, just 5-7 soaked almonds, peeled and eaten directly or blended into warm milk, are enough to fuel the brain and eyes for their night shift. The key is consistency. One night won't change much, but weeks and months will leave a mark. Steadier memory, clearer eyes, deeper sleep. Almonds, humble and unassuming, may be the first building block in rebuilding long-term brain and eye health. If almonds are like the shield protecting nerve cells, then dried blueberries are like firefighters putting out the hidden sparks in the brain and eyes before they flare into a raging fire. They've long been called the brain berry, and that name is no accident. During drying, as water is removed, the nutrients inside blueberries become more concentrated. That means a small handful of dried blueberries delivers a powerhouse of antioxidants far greater than most fruits. At the heart of it are anthocyanins, the deep blue-purple pigments that define their color. Scientists describe anthocyanins as biological fire extinguishers, rapidly neutralizing free radicals, the molecules that quietly destroy neurons and retinal tissue over time. Think of your brain as a city glowing with lights. Each neuron is an apartment, connected through billions of roads called synapses. As we age, those connections loosen, signals slow, and communication falters. Anthocyanins in dried blueberries act like diligent repair crews, reinforcing the bridges, helping neurons talk to each other faster and clearer. The result? Sharper memory, sustained learning ability, and focus that doesn't collapse as easily as before. For the eyes, the benefits are even clearer. The retina is essentially an extension of the brain, packed with millions of visual neurons. It's also the most vulnerable part, exposed to light all day long. Free radicals and blue light from screens weaken retinal cells, driving macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness in older adults. Anthocyanins protect against this breakdown, like painting a protective coat over the fragile wall of the retina. Even more remarkable is their rare ability to improve night vision. As far back as 2002, studies noted that pilots and soldiers were given blueberries to boost sight in low light. The secret lies in anthocyanin's ability to regenerate rhodopsin, the pigment that helps the eye adjust when moving from bright to dark. For seniors who often complain, it's blurry at night, hard to drive after dark. Dried blueberries can be a quiet ally. Without anthocyanins, familiar signs creep in. forgetting names, misplacing objects, losing focus while reading. For the eyes, headlights blur at night, glare intensifies, and eye strain worsens. These are early warnings of memory decline and retinal disease. The danger is that low-grade inflammation in the brain and eyes, left unchecked, spreads like a slow forest fire. The long-term results can be Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or permanent vision loss. The good news: the solution is as simple as a handful of dried blueberries each day. So how much is enough? You don't need a full bowl or large bag. Just a small handful, about 20 grams, is plenty. Because dried blueberries are concentrated, moderation delivers the benefits without spiking sugar intake. The best time to eat them is at night, before bed. That's when the brain and eyes enter repair mode, and anthocyanins get right to work, calming inflammation, restoring synapses, and repairing the retina. Eat them plain, mix with soaked almonds, or stir into warm milk for a soothing, nourishing drink. But a word of caution: dried blueberries still contain natural sugars. For those managing blood sugar, choose unsweetened varieties and stick to the right portion. Anyone on blood thinners should also check with their doctor, since anthocyanins can mildly influence clotting. What makes dried blueberries special isn't only their nutrients, it's also their impact on mood. Compounds in blueberries help regulate dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters that govern joy and calm. This is why many people notice that after adding blueberries, they not only remember better and see clearer, but also feel more balanced and less anxious. The key takeaway: the power of dried blueberries doesn't come from an instant burst, but from steady consistency. A small handful, repeated nightly, is like drops of water soaking into dry soil. Over weeks and months, the change becomes real: sharper memory, smoother night vision, and mornings that begin with mental clarity and lightness. Dried blueberries, simple, affordable, unassuming, are nature's gift to keep the neuron city glowing and the retinal curtain strong and clear. In Middle Eastern culture, dates are more than just a traditional food for Ramadan. They're seen as a fruit of paradise, a gift of nature to nourish the mind and eyesight. Today, modern science is beginning to confirm what generations have believed for thousands of years. Just a few dates before bedtime can make a remarkable difference for the brain and the eyes. Our brain works like a high-speed engine. Even at rest, it burns more energy than any other organ. The problem is that with age, the ability to maintain steady fuel declines. Blood sugar often dips at night, waking you up and leaving you tired and foggy the next morning. This is where dates shine. Unlike refined sugar, which spikes and crashes, the natural sugars in dates are wrapped in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, releasing slowly and evenly. In other words, dates act like an extra fuel tank, providing a smooth flow of energy to keep the brain running during its nighttime repair shift. But fuel isn't all they offer. Dates are rich in B vitamins, essential nutrients that help neurons communicate effectively. When B vitamins run low, signals between brain cells slow, leading to forgetfulness, poor focus, and mental heaviness. Regularly eating dates helps fill this gap, keeping the nervous system running smoothly, like a highway free of potholes. Iron in dates also plays a vital role. Iron is key for making red blood cells the taxis that carry oxygen throughout the body, especially to the brain. Without enough oxygen, you may feel dizzy, sluggish, or trapped in a brain fog. Just 2 to 3 dates each evening supply natural iron, helping your blood carry more oxygen, so your brain wakes refreshed and alert the next day. And perhaps the greatest gift dates give is to the eyes. Inside this soft, sweet fruit are lutein and zeaxanthin carotenoids, known as the retina's biological sunglasses. They concentrate in the macula, the center of vision, shielding your eyes from blue light and oxidative stress. Dates also provide vitamin A, a critical component for making rhodopsin, the pigment that helps the eyes adjust to darkness. If you struggle to drive at night or your eyes blur when entering a dark room, that may signal vitamin A deficiency, and dates are nature's sweetest remedy. Without these nutrients, warning signs appear: dry eyes, difficulty adjusting to light, poor night vision, patchy memory, or fatigue after mental tasks. Over time, this can spiral into macular degeneration, cataracts, memory loss, or even mini-strokes. That's why in so many cultures, dates are valued not just as food, but as medicine. So how should you eat them for the best effect? The answer is simple. 2 whole, 3 soft, ripe dates, eaten 30 to 60 minutes before bed. At that time, natural glucose fuels the brain, lutein and vitamin A shield the eyes, and minerals like potassium and magnesium relax blood vessels, easing you into deep sleep. Many people also enjoy pairing dates with soaked almonds. The healthy fats from almonds balance the natural sugars in dates, forming a steady, sustained energy source for the brain. Of course, there are precautions. People with diabetes must watch portions, since even natural sugar can raise blood glucose if eaten in excess. Those with acid reflux, GERD, may feel discomfort if dates are eaten too close to bedtime. Best to have them earlier in the evening. And anyone on special medications should consult their doctor before making dates a daily habit. The most important thing to remember is consistency. You won't notice a dramatic change overnight, but after 3 to 4 weeks, the difference is clear. Waken with a refreshed mind, less eye dryness, sharper memory. Picture oxygen-rich blood flowing through your brain as you sleep, your eyes shielded by lutein, your neurons nourished with gentle, steady energy, all from just a few dates before bed. Dates are not an instant miracle, but they are a wise first step in the journey of feeding the brain and protecting the eyes with nature's gifts. Small, simple, and easy to find when made part of your nightly routine. Dates become a powerful piece in the puzzle of preserving memory, protecting vision, and keeping clarity alive as the years go by. Among dried fruits, raisins are often underrated. Many people think of them as just a sweet snack to nibble on, or something tossed into baked goods for decoration. But the truth is, these tiny dried grapes carry a strength few expect. They are like miniature batteries, delivering steady energy and valuable compounds that protect both the brain and the eyes, especially at night, when the body enters repair mode during sleep. Let's start with the brain. Raisins contain resveratrol and polyphenols, 2 famous antioxidants. Imagine your brain as an old computer. Over time, dust and rust, oxidative stress, start corroding the circuits, causing glitches and slower performance. Resveratrol acts like an anti-rust coating, shielding neurons from damage and keeping the nervous system younger for longer. The result: steadier memory, quicker processing, and a clearer mind each morning. Raisins also provide the brain with a unique form of energy. Unlike refined sugar, which spikes glucose and then crashes, The natural sugars in raisins are packaged with fiber, releasing slowly into the blood. It's like fueling your car with premium gas. Instead of a short burst followed by a breakdown, your brain runs on a slow, steady stream of energy, enough to keep neurons working through the night, clearing waste, consolidating memory, and rebuilding synapses as you sleep. A lesser-known but vital nutrient in raisins is boron. Research shows that even mild boron deficiency can slow the brain-weakening reflexes, memory, and focus. Boron in raisins works like lubricant for nerve activity, smoothing communication and keeping the mind sharp. For the eyes, the rewards are just as rich. The retina, the tissue that captures light and turns it into images, is extremely vulnerable to oxidative stress. Raisins provide vitamin A, flavonoids, and phenolic acids that neutralize free radicals, protecting retinal tissue from decline. This is critical for preventing age-related eye diseases like cataracts and macular degeneration. Another major benefit is improved circulation. For the brain and eyes to perform well, they need a constant flow of oxygen-rich blood. Compounds in raisins help relax blood vessels and boost circulation, ensuring neurons and the retina are better nourished. If you've ever felt eye strain, blurry vision, or even headaches after a long day, poor circulation could be part of the problem, and raisins may be the natural boost you need. But what happens without these nutrients? You may notice subtle but persistent signs: dry eyes, trouble focusing at night, forgetting small details, or twitching eyelids after hours on the computer. Left unchecked, these can snowball into declining brain function, worsening vision, and higher risks of memory disorders or retinal disease. The danger is that the process builds silently. Oxidative stress, inflammation, and poor circulation accumulate daily. By the time symptoms are obvious, neurons and retinal cells may already be damaged beyond repair. That's why adding something as simple as raisins today can make such a difference for tomorrow. So how should you eat them? You don't need a full box, just a small handful, around 20-30 raisins before bed is enough. That's when the brain and eyes enter their maintenance shift. While your body repairs, resveratrol, vitamin A, and key minerals from raisins arrive exactly where they're needed. Eat them plain, mix into warm milk, or pair with dried blueberries for a sweet, nourishing evening snack. There are some cautions. Because raisins are high in potassium, people with kidney issues should consult a doctor before eating them regularly. Those with diabetes should keep portions in check, since even natural sugars can raise blood glucose if overdone. And always choose unsweetened raisins to get the real health benefits. One overlooked advantage of raisins is their ability to balance electrolytes. Thanks to potassium and magnesium, they can ease muscle fatigue, eyelid twitching, or uncomfortable eye spasms, common complaints in older adults. Many who stick to a nightly raisin routine report clearer eyes, sharper thinking, and even better moods. That's because beyond protecting the brain and eyes, raisins also influence dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters that regulate happiness and calm. This is why people often find that with raisins, they not only sleep deeper, but wake up lighter, calmer, and refreshed. The key point is consistency. Raisins aren't a magic pill with instant results. Their strength lies in steady, nightly use, like drops of water soaking into dry soil. Over weeks, months, and years, the benefits accumulate. Neurons stay resilient, retinas remain nourished, and aging feels sharper and clearer. Don't underestimate these tiny dried grapes. They embody the wisdom that great changes come from small daily habits. A handful of raisins before bed isn't just a snack. It's a quiet commitment to your future, protecting memory, preserving vision, and enjoying a brighter, more fulfilling old age. During the day, your body works like a non-stop factory. The brain processes information, the eyes absorb light, and blood vessels pump nutrients everywhere under pressure. But when night falls and your eyelids close, a silent shift begins. This isn't just rest, it's the night repair shift when your brain, eyes, and circulation quietly restore themselves. Understanding this process helps explain why eating the right foods before bed matters so much. The brain clearing out neuro-waste. All day long thinking, talking, even just watching TV, the brain produces byproducts like beta-amyloid, a protein directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. Left to build up, it clogs signal pathways like piles of trash. At night, the brain's glymphatic system kicks into high gear, sweeping away beta-amyloid and other toxins like a team of janitors. But cleanup requires fuel. Antioxidants to neutralize free radicals, healthy fats to nourish neurons, and steady glucose to power the process. This is why almonds, dried blueberries, dates, and raisins work best before sleep. They deliver exactly the right nutrients at the right time, turning the night shift into a premium cleaning service for your brain. The eyes, restoring the retinal lens. If your eyes act like cameras capturing images all day, night is when they finally get to polish the lens. The retina burns huge amounts of energy, converting light into vision, leaving nerve cells tired and vulnerable. When you close your eyes, repair begins. Rhodopsin pigment is regenerated, and retinal cells are restored. With enough vitamin A from dates, anthocyanins from dried blueberries, lutein and zeaxanthin from carotenoids, plus vitamin E from almonds, this repair surges. Without them, the process is only half done, and you wake with blurry, dry, or light-sensitive eyes. Circulation and inflammation. The lifeline. Neither brain nor eyes can feed themselves. They rely on blood flow. Daytime stress tightens vessels, stiffens walls, and limits flow. At night, circulation naturally relaxes if given support. Resveratrol from raisins and anthocyanins from blueberries soften vessels, calm inflammation, and carry oxygen where it's needed most. Chronic inflammation is the silent destroyer, like a smoldering fire eating away at neurons and retinal tissue. Eating anti-inflammatory dried fruits before bed is like pouring water on the flames, ensuring night brings healing, not damage. Nighttime blood sugar, fuel that never runs out. One hidden reason many older adults toss and turn and wake up tired is nighttime blood sugar dips. The brain runs almost entirely on glucose. If it falls too low, neurons sputter, sleep breaks, and you wake foggy and irritable. Dried fruits solve this naturally. Dates provide slow-release glucose through fiber. Raisins add natural sugars with polyphenols, while almonds and blueberries balance the mix with fats and antioxidants. The result? A steady fuel stream, powering neurons all night, consolidating memory, and helping you rise refreshed. How to apply the golden hour before sleep, knowing the mechanism is one thing. Using it is another. Timing is the secret. Eating dried fruits in the morning is fine, but they won't target the repair shift. About 30 to 60 minutes before bed, nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream, arriving at the brain and eyes, just as the body enters repair mode. Think of it this way. A car can only be fixed in the garage, not while driving. Your body is the same. Night is the garage, and dried fruits are the toolbox. Without tools, workers patch things up poorly. With the right tools, they restore fully. A simple nightly mix, a few soaked almonds, a handful of dried blueberries, 2 soft dates, and a pinch of raisins. Eat plain, or pair with a cup of warm, unsweetened milk. Small, easy, but with ripple effects that last for years. Whole body benefits. Don't forget, the brain and eyes aren't the only winners. Better circulation nourishes the heart, liver, and kidneys. Lower inflammation eases joints and brightens skin. Deeper sleep balances hormones and strengthens immunity. And it all starts with one small bedtime ritual. A serving of dried fruit. Key takeaway: nighttime is the golden window of recovery. If you supply the body with the right raw materials, vitamin E, anthocyanins, lutein, zeaxanthin, resveratrol, fiber, and natural glucose, your brain gets cleaned, eyes are restored, vessels relax, and sleep itself becomes a healing therapy. Without them, the body still works. But like laborers without tools, repairs remain shallow, and damage builds over time. The difference lies in your nightly choice. A handful of dried fruit, simple, modest, may be the key to preserving memory, vision, and mental clarity well into old age. After exploring the 4 dried fruits: almonds, dried blueberries, dates, and raisins, you've probably realized their power doesn't lie in a one-night miracle, but in becoming part of your daily rhythm. The brain and the eyes, our most precious organs, need ongoing nourishment. Nature, in its wisdom, tucked into these small fruits the very compounds that help fight time itself. Vitamin E protecting neurons, anthocyanins neutralizing free radicals, lutein and zeaxanthin shielding the retina, resveratrol supporting blood vessels, and the steady fuel from natural sugars. Core message health isn't built by a single grand decision. It's built by the small habits repeated every day. A handful of soaked almonds, a pinch of dried blueberries, a couple of soft dates, or a few raisins before bed, so simple, yet a long-term investment in memory, vision, and restful sleep. The 30-day roadmap. A journey of change. Imagine turning dried fruits into part of your nightly ritual over the next 30 days. Week 1. Getting started. Begin small, 2-3 soaked almonds, 1 date, a few raisins. No pressure, just consistency. You may notice slightly easier sleep and less morning fatigue. Week 2. Building momentum. Add in some dried blueberries, increase almonds to 5 to 7. Keep 2 to 3 dates steady. Memory feels a bit sharper, eyes less dry, and night vision clearer. Week 3. Optimizing. Combine all into a small portion, eaten 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Sleep deepens, mornings feel lighter, and mood more balanced. Week 4. Consistency. By now, your body remembers the routine. Benefits accumulate: better focus, steady memory, and brighter eyesight. Many notice a clear difference in how they start their day. Most importantly, this isn't a 30-day program that ends. It's a habit worth keeping, like brushing your teeth. Small, repeated, but sustaining long-term health. Who should and shouldn't? Dried fruits are safe for most, but a few notes. If you have nut allergies, almonds aren't for you. People with diabetes can enjoy them, but must control portions and choose unsweetened versions. Kidney patients should be cautious with raisins because of potassium. Anyone on blood thinners should check with their doctor before adding lots of dried blueberries. Those with acid reflux, GERD may feel discomfort eating dates too close to bedtime. Have them a bit earlier. The key is listening to your body. If you wake up rested, eyes less strained, mind clear, you're on the right path. If not, adjust the amount, timing, or check with your doctor. A gentle call to action. Try it for yourself. Don't just take the words for it, experience it. Tonight, prepare a small mix. A few soaked almonds, a pinch of dried blueberries, 2 soft dates and some raisins. Eat slowly. Sip with warm water. Then go to bed as usual. Tomorrow morning, ask yourself, does my mind feel lighter? Are my eyes less tired? Did I sleep more deeply? The difference is best felt, not just told. Final takeaway, your brain and eyes deserve care. They've worked tirelessly all your life, storing memories, shaping knowledge, capturing the beauty of the world. Now it's time to give them the rest and repair they need. A serving of dried fruits before bed, small yet powerful, can be the gift you give yourself to preserve clarity, sharpness, and peace through the later years of life.